What's up, everybody? Today I'm bringing you a kind of different video than usual. I actually was thinking a lot about like the elemental heroes and stuff like that, Judai, and I kind of wanted to do like a kind of deck profile kind of thing. It's gonna be like a 60 cardish kind of deck profile um, that kind of goes over this kind of story in my head. I wanted to kind of bridge together the anime and the manga and kind of put my own kind of twist on it. We kind of saw this in the past with my GX kind of rewrite, but I'm actually going to be using completely different elemental heroes now. I actually had a different idea to it, and I think it'll be really cool. So right off the bat, we have the kind of basic heroes here. We have Avion, Persinatrix, and Flame Wingman. These are Judai's kind of main heroes, and in this kind of world, he doesn't have all the heroes yet. He has these two. He has like polymerization. He has Wind Karibo. He has like Hero Signal and like Pot of Greed and Graceful Charity. And I feel like this is a kind of a good time to stop. So he has all these kind of things. He has like Draining Shield and stuff. And these are the kind of methods he kind of uses in the beginning. It's all about, using Avion and Burstinatrix to get to Flame Wingman. Of course, he has the signature Skyscraper. How is he supposed to beat Crawler without, or Kronos without Skyscraper? He has these kind of things, right? And, we go across the story, and he gets, like, access to, like, Sparkman as normal, kind of like the anime. Um, and like Rottweiler to be able to like recur things, and then reincarnation, monster reincarn. And as you see, he actually doesn't have Clayman. Clayman's introduced in like the second episode of the anime, but in this series, he doesn't have it. This is because right around like in the early stages of the anime or the series, I'm gonna call it the series. Um, his mentor, Koyo Hibiki. If you have read the manga, you should know who Koyo is. He is an elemental hero user, and in this series, instead of battling a fatal disease, he just succumbs to it. He was Judai's mentor ever since he was young, and in this series, he sort of succumbs to his illness, and he bestows upon Judai elemental hero Ocean and elemental hero Woodsman to get elemental hero terra firma, or known as the Earth. And this is kind of what Judai's ace is going to be. In the manga, this is already Judai's ace, but in this series, he has this kind of um, Junk Warrior, Stardust Dragon kind of feel, or like Deco Talker, Firewall Dragon, where he has like a sub ace and then an ace monster. But of course, with the new heroes, the old heroes don't really kind of like them. They kind of have a rivalry between each other. It kind of uh, has that kind of GX anime kind of feel where there's dual spirits and stuff. And the normal heroes, even like Sparkman, they don't really like Woodsman and Ocean all that much. Um, so from there, they kind of the plot kind of progresses a little bit, and after the two join forces a bit, having that rivalry, Flameland, Vercinatrix, or Avion, Vercinatrix, and Sparkman, they kind of want to surpass Terra Firma, and so that's how you get Shining Flare Wingman. You get him around like the mid 20s kind of feel, and you get Shining Flare Wingman. So as you can see, this is what would be the evolution of Flame Wingman, is the Shining Flare Wingman. From there, you get like new cards like Diffusion is a card that Judai would use. Um, Fusion Reserve and Fusion Recovery would be some cards. He maybe would get like another access to polymerization, maybe like a Miracle Fusion here. That would have good synergy with that. You'd also have you'd have Heated Heart. You would have Emergency Call. He would have Righteous Justice. You would have Oversoul. You know, that kind of arc around like the Phantom Riders. You get the hero. He'd also get Hero Blast, Hero Counterattack, and um, what's it called? A Hero Emerges and a Hero Lives. And so he's kind of rocking on those cards right now. Um, from there, uh, we kind of get these kind of lesser heroes, right? More heroes are starting to form. We have the fire hero, we have the wind, the fire, the water, the earth, and the light. But we're not going to get the dark quite yet, because before this, Judai starts to use other heroes such as Ice Edge and Nos. You know, these are the kind of lesser heroes. They're the kind of subordinates to Ocean and Woodsman. Um, they're just these kind of like little guys that Judai can use, so he doesn't always have to rely on Terra Firma Flame Wingman. Also, there's like the Rosebud combo. I'm gonna put this in the side deck because he doesn't really use it too much. He only uses it one duel. It's Rosebud and Poison Rose. One thing to note is I feel like Poison Rose should have always been like an extra deck monster. I don't know why it's not an extra deck monster, but it's a main deck monster. But in the purpose of this, you know, he would have it as an extra deck monster. We'd also get like access to like, you know, Winged Kariba level 9 and level 10 and Transcendent Wings, you know, that entire arc. That's in both of the manga and the anime. Putting those in the side deck because they're not too useful. We're also going to set out Heated card later, but that's okay. You know, these kind of cards come in. There's also going to be some custom cards coming in. I have some custom cards that will be very, very poignant for um for Judai, and he's going to get a card called Diffusion Barrier. What this card basically says is if you're attacking, say if you attack Avion, right? It negates the attack, and then you can conduct a fusion summon using the attacked monster and a monster in the graveyard by banishing them both. So say Bersenatrix in the graveyard, he attacks Avion, you can banish both Avion and Bersenatrix, kind of like Miracle Fusion, and then you can get Flame Wingman. That's kind of going to be kind of way that he can get access to fusion monsters more easily without having to rely on Miracle Fusion, without having to draw Polymerization too often. And Judai, kind of like in season 3 of the anime, he gets access to other cards too. He gets access to Card Trooper, he gets access to Necro Gardna, and he gets access to some other cards that he actually never originally had. He's gonna have White or Blue Dragon Summoner. What this card does is basically, if it's from the field to the graveyard, in the context of Judai's deck, he can add any of the normal heroes. He can add Sparkman, he can add Bersenatrix, and he can add Avion. Not only that, but he's also going to have access to Sangan. I think Sangan would be a very cute and apt monster for him. It will let him get every single one of his smaller heroes, every monster in his deck actually, except for Sparkman. Now, we're gonna have a little break here. This is because right around the Shadow Riders arc, you know, Raviel, Uriah, and Haman, you know, that kind of arc of the sacred beasts coming out. We're gonna need monsters to be able to kind of combat that. And this is where Judai meets up with Midori Hibiki. For those who don't know Midori, Midori is Koyo's older sister, also like a mother figure to Judai. She's the kind of replacement to um, Doctor. I forget his name. He was like the Slifer Red dorm person. The guy who turns into like Avaniel, or like the macro, the guy that uses the macro cosmos thing. Anyways, um, so the two talk to each other, and she's like, "Okay, Judai, I've created a monster that will help bridge the bond between your normal heroes and Koyo's heroes, because they are kind of in, you know, you need to be able to consolidate the two. You need those two need to create a truce. And so I've created with my powers. For those who don't know, uh, Midori uses the Dark Lords. So it is very, very apt that the card that she gives out to Judai will be Elemental Hero Shadow Mist. This is her creation. And what she doesn't know, what she does know, rather, is she knows this effect. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can add a hero monster from your deck to your hand. So this is kind of bridging between Avion, bridging between Ocean, Woodsman, and all that. But however, one thing that she didn't know is that Shadow Mist, her powers kind of get stronger from there, and she was actually uh, stronger than what she was capable of. Because when she special summoned, say through the use of premature burial or Call of the Haunted, Shadow Mist can actually add a card from your deck to your hand, and that card is called Mask Change. And for those who know Mask Change, it is a manga exclusive card. Judai in the second arc of the manga started to use the Masked Heroes, and in this, um, a way to bridge between the normal heroes and the Koyo heroes is to get Masked Hero Goka, which is a variant of Persinatrix in this, and Masked Hero Vapor, which is a variant of Ocean. So that way, these monsters can be able to kind of help each other. Shadow Mist can be able to search them and also give them the masked hero ability. And that's kind of Judai's kind of early season, his season one kind of thing. Around season two, he trying to get stronger and stuff. He hasn't acquired Neos yet, but he's still looking for ways to get stronger. And from there, he gets Fifth Hope. You know, he has a lot more elemental hero cards to work with. He has only five, or he has six elemental heroes plus these two guys. And these two guys are actually important because in the manga, we have the Omni Heroes, which are heroes that are, elemental hero plus attribute. Um, and what I really, really liked about the early manga is that, for example, the two cards that Judai will be getting next will be Elemental Hero Gaia and Elemental Hero Absolute Zero. Because in the manga, at least in the very beginning, say like second half, before Judai even got the Masked Heroes, he would always fuse Woodsman and Nopes to get Terra Firma or Gaia, and then Ocean and Ice Edge to get Absolute Zero. And so those two are going to be, that's how you're going to be summoning those in the context of this alternate universe. You would need two Earth heroes and two Water heroes. And so that's the alliance between these two older Koyo monsters and these two like younger ones, and that gives those two relevance in the second season. Also, we're gonna add a hero that if we go to my custom cards, Elemental Hero Dark Bright. As you can see, I actually changed it. It uses Sparkman and Shadow Mist as opposed to Necrogardna. There's not really that much of a semblance to Necrogardna. Like, it looks kind of like Shadow Mist anyways. And this will be able to bridge the only two monsters that don't have, like, direct fusions. Like, I know Shining Flare Wingman it uses Sparkman, but Sparkman doesn't have a base fusion. So Sparkman and Shadow Mist together will create Dark Bright. Retrained in this, it only has one effect. If this card is destroyed, you can target a monster on the field and destroy it. So yeah, this is kind of what Judai worked with in the earlier kind of sessions. Um, he has a lot of monsters to work with to utilize, but of course, we all know that after a while, Judai gets access to Elemental Hero Neos. Elemental Hero Neos. And with Neos, comes the Neospatian monsters. So, we have access to Aqua Dolphin. Here, let me just Air Hummingbird, Dark Panther, Flare Scarab, Glow Moss, and Grand Mole. Of course, you have the Neospatian cards such as Common Soul, Convert Contact, even Cross Porter. And then we get the fusions such as, here, let me start from here, Air, Aqua, Flare, Dark, Grand, Glow, and is that it? One, two, three, four. Yep, that's all of them. Yep. And those are the kind of Neox catalog. We also get access to like Miracle Contact. We get access to another like Miracle Fusion. I don't know, but They obviously you're not supposed to use this deck in the context of an actual duel. It'll be a little bit too messy. But in the context of the AU, he would get like Neo Space. Here, let me type out Neos. Hero Neos. Yeah, so you'd get like access to maybe the new like EN Shuffle card. I really like that card. EN Shuffle. Maybe even like Neos Fusion, like the end of the arc. I'm gonna put that right there for later. Uh, Miracle Contact. I already have that. Instant Neo Space, stuff like that. And that's kind of like what he works with. However, he gets more upgrades to his Fusion catalog. So he gets another custom card of mine called Fusion. Recycle Fusion. There we go. Recycle Fusion. You target one fusion monster in your graveyard, you shuffle it into the extra deck, and if you do, you draw two cards. Then you can conduct a fusion summon using the monsters on the field or from the cards you drew as material. This can kind of get him into pinch situations, can let him recycle these fusion monsters and stuff like that. He also gets access that I think would be cool. Maybe he can start using this in the second season. A goddess with the third eye. She's a fusion substitute monster, which I think is cool. It could be able to give more synergy to these kind of fellas. And then, of course, some other monsters that uh, Judai would use, not really included in the main deck, but like, he would get access to like the Chaos Neos, like Magma Neos, Storm Neos, stuff like that, like Neos Knight. But his true monster, um, his true ace, of course, has always been, will always will be Divine Neos. Divine Neos is the last monster in the deck. You could also make an argument, maybe Brave Neos could be in there too. Um, but yeah, and to kind of round up the deck, let's say we add the second Miracle Fusion. We add, say, a pot of Avarice to be able to shuffle things back. And then say like I think what would be cool like pinpoint card. Pinpoint card would be cool. You could also replace this with like powerful rebirth or Call of the Hunted. I mean we have Call of the Hunted here. But yeah. So this is what I think would have been Judai's extra deck mainly. He would also like splash in other flavor of the things, like maybe like flavor of the month like Masked Hero Blast or something. But I kind of like the dichotomy of having one normal hero and one Koyo hero kind of aspect there. Maybe later, like in super late seasons, like Shadow Mist can become Dark Law and stuff. Maybe Sparkman can become Koga. Maybe even like um, you could combine like Shadow Mist, or sorry, you can combine Shadow Mist with like, is there another dark monster like Cross Porter or Sangan for like a Stray Owl? Or maybe like you can get the Neospatian Flare Scarab and Bursinatrix and get like Nova Master or something, or like Glowmoss, or like Neos or Sparkman to get the Shining, you know. But those won't be like the main kind of things. I like the kind of aspect of starting with Flame Wingman, getting Terra Firma, uh, Shining Flare Wingman evolving to or Flame Wingman evolving to Shining Flare to be able to boast up the rivalry between the two. Then you get the two Masked Heroes, Masked Hero for Burstinatrix and Masked Hero for Ocean. Then you get Terra Firma or Gaia, which is Woodsman plus Nops or Woodsman plus any Earth monster. An Earth hero plus another Earth monster. Absolute Zero, which would be a Water hero plus another Water monster. So in the context of early, it would be Ocean and Ice Edge, but later you can do like Ocean plus Aqua Dolphin, Ice Edge plus Aqua Dolphin, maybe even like Ice Edge plus Aqua Neos. Who knows? And then you get Dark Bright, which again is a retrain of Sparkman and Shadow Mist, just to be able to bridge those two together. You can get Air Neos, you can get Aqua Neos, all these Neos. Maybe you can even like rewrite Tempest to be able to beat Avion, Sparkman, and Ocean. Who knows? But yeah, that's the kind of idea I had. Not really sure what else to expand upon it, but I thought it would be kind of cool to kind of bridge all of the Judai variants together to get this kind of deck. One thing I really, really like about it is that there's only one elemental hero for each attribute, with the exception of these two level 3 guys, which are kind of subordinates, and Neos, which is light sharing with Sparkman. But as you can see, like for like the base like level 4 summons, we have Avion, we have Bersenatrix, we have Woodsman, Ocean, we have Sparkman, and then we have Shadow Mist, kind of bridging everything together. But yeah, so that was my kind of idea today. I have no idea where I'm going with this, but I just wanted to put this on paper. So yeah, if you like the content, maybe I could do another one of these kind of deck profiles, kind of story kind of things. I have a lot of alternate ideas for like a Manjome deck or like a Masawa deck, all of these different characters. Uh, this is not meant to be a competitive kind of deck profile at all. Just giving the warning. I should have put on the warning there earlier. But yeah, as always, though, have a nice day, guys, and I hope you have a good one. Bye bye.